Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Flair Got Locks, and I'm giving you the UFC breakdown of UFC 318, Poirier versus Holloway 3. They're fighting in the hometown of Louisiana for Dustin Poirier. This is going to be his retirement fight, so I'm just interested to see how this goes. The first fight of the night is going to be a women's flyweight bout. It's going to be Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari. Cardi Judice only has 6 fights. She's not very experienced, but she does fight refined. Like her striking is fairly crisp. She's young. She's learning. She has had some injuries that kept her out of the ring, but when she actually does fight, she looks as if she's improving every fight. They have her as a minus 190 on the money line, and I kind of like those odds for her. She's solid. I believe that she's going to be a very solid prospect, contender very soon, and this is a stepping stone for her. They do have one common opponent, and it's Ernesta Caracate. They both lost split decisions to her. However, I just believe Carly Judice has gotten much better over the time frame of each of them fighting. So I think I'm gonna lean towards Carly Judice. The money line is good for me, but I also I also kind of like the over. I think the over is a plus 105. Most women's fights don't get stopped or finished, especially like undercard fights. So that's why I'm leaning for the first fight. Uh, our second fight is a slugfest. It's gonna be debuting debuting Jackson McVeigh against Bruno Ferreira, a vet. Bruno Ferreira is a bulldog. He pushes forward. It's always aggression. He swings hard. Everything is 100%. And Jackson McVeigh might be a little bit of a trick fight for him. And I believe that because he's 6-0, he's young. He's 6-0, 3 knockouts, 3 subs, very long. It's a 6-inch height difference. And that's kind of concerning. Um, they do have the fight not going the distance. That's at like a minus 1400 for good reason because they both finished fights. However, you have to lean towards experience in this fight, and I believe Bruno Ferreira is going to push the pace. He might overwhelm him, and I just don't see it going long. I see a knockout possibly. It can go either way with the knockout, but more than likely it's going to be Bruno Ferreira for the knockout. So yeah, I like Bruno for this fight. The third fight of the night is a heavyweight fight. It's going to be Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzeski, and this is Ryan Spann's second fight at heavyweight division. Um, he didn't necessarily do great, but he did fight a good fighter, and he did fight a good fighter in Waldo Cortez Acosta. He got stopped. He was fairly decent in the first round, but I just don't think Bresky has much for him. He's a stand-up fighter mainly. And even in those stand-up fights, he seems to get rocked or clipped. I believe he's lost 3 of his last 4 fights, Bresky did, and they were all 3 of them were knockout. Span is more well-rounded. He can strike. He's not the best striker, but he can strike. But his grappling is phenomenal. He has 13 subs. He's been in the UFC a long time. He's a veteran. He's faced a better competition. And if Span is smart for this fight, he would force the wrestling, force all grappling exchanges, and there's still a chance he can catch him. But on the counter end of that, Span also is chinny as well. He gets rocked a lot. He gets dropped. So his best bet will be to get him to the ground and try to sub him. And if he does that, if he fights the fight he's supposed to, he should get it fairly easily. So I'm leaning Ryan Span for that fight. We have a light heavyweight fight as well. It's gonna be Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. And Jimmy Crute, he's a veteran. He's fought for a while. He's beaten Modestas Bukauskas, who's also fought Prachnio, and he's beat Prachnio. Um, One thing I can say about Jimmy Crute, even with him being in a long losing streak, he's competitive in mostly every fight. He's gotten injured pretty bad. I think he tore his knee ligaments apart against Anthony Smith. That was a while ago, and I don't know if he's been the same since. But if I'm talking strictly skill and I'm talking matchup wise, he's the better fighter of the two. I see him winning that fight fairly easily, just pushing the pace, putting pressure on him, probably getting him down, maybe even a sub, a arm triangle. I could see something of that sort. But I got Jimmy Crute for the win for this one. He's a minus 355 at the moment, and I think that's for good reason. He's the better fighter. Fight five, we have Adam Fugit versus debuting Islan Dulatov. And Islan, he's coming off a contender series win. He knocked this guy out. It was amazing. It was a elbow, like standing, like sweeping elbow straight down, put him to sleep. And Adam Fugit, he's a vet. He's mixed it up for a while. And I'm just really not high on him. Every time he's stepped up to the plate and fought better competition, he's lost. I'm not really impressed by much I see by him. And Islam he's a finisher. I see this win. I mean, I see this fight not going the distance. Like I'm leaning towards a double chance knockout or sub for Islam. He's just a better fighter overall, and this is just a showcase fight, if you ask me. Going into the next fight, we have Atiba Gautier versus Robert Valentin. This is another crash course, just like the Bruno Ferreira fight that I was telling you about. This fight ends violently. It's not going the distance. He's gonna push forward. He's gonna push the pace. He's gonna overwhelm Robert Valentin. I just don't. There's no other way. The only path of it, the only path to victory I see with Robert Valentin is him grappling him, getting him down, and trying to get a sub. But I just don't. I don't think he can weather that early storm by Atiba. He's too aggressive. He's too strong. He's too powerful, and his will to win is just stronger. So I'm definitely going with Atiba Gautier knockout for this fight. Fight seven, we have Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. And Marvin Vettori, he hasn't won since 2023, and I'm almost sure it doesn't start today. He's to me he's regressed. He hasn't changed his style much. It's very like cut and paste. His striking is not that impressive, and his wrestling is basic. And he's going against Brendan Allen, who can also wrestle, but has better striking, a little more refined, has a couple more stoppages, and he also has a submission game, which Marvin Vettori does not have. So I'm definitely leaning towards Marvin Vettori for this matchup. I see him at a minus 235 in the moment, and I think that's a good lock for the night. So Marvin Vettori, you fought for the belt, you had good fights, but you haven't improved much. I think Brendan Allen is better at this stage in his career than he is and than you are in yours. Um, we also have a bantamweight fight. We have Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. I'm most excited for this fight besides the main event. Kyler Phillips, he's very technical. He's fast, speedy, jumping knees, spinning kicks, uh, like very crisp, clean boxing. But Vinicius is a powerhouse. Like when he hits people, they feel it, they move, they're scared of him, they don't really engage. And this is a toss up. This fight is basically a pick 'em at this moment. And Vinicius has two very good wins. He's beaten Ricky Simone and he's beaten Saeed Nurmagomedov in his last two fights. Those are the most impressive wins out of the two fighters between Kyler Phillips and Vinicius. I think I think Vinicius has the better resume. However, I think the matchup, if it's just skill based and he keeps the fight at bay, I could see Kyler Phillips pulling this one off. He's a little more sharp, a little cleaner. He knows how to avoid getting hit. He knows how to push the pace when he needs to, get in, get out. And it's a great fight. Don't get me wrong. If Vinicius catches him, he more than likely will put him out. But I'm gonna lean towards Kyler Phillips for this one. He's a dog around plus 105 right now. And I think there's good value in that. I think if you wanna bet on a dog for tonight, this is the guy you lean towards and you focus in on this fight. I got Kyler Phillips for the win for this one. Fight nine, we have veteran, extreme veteran. He's been around for at least 10 years in the UFC. Michael Johnson going against Daniel Zellhuber. And Michael Johnson was on a huge losing streak for a long time, but right now he's on a 2-fight win streak and both by knockout. However, I'm not delusional, and I don't think that he's gonna be competitive with Daniel. I think Michael Johnson has regressed. I think he still always has a puncher's chance because he can box. But Daniel Zellhuber, he's coming to his own right now. He's more well-rounded. He was on a three-fight win streak before he ran into Esteban Ribovics, and Esteban Ribovics in his own right is a great fighter. This matchup, I think, is just going to be a little too much for MJ. It might go decision. He might win some exchanges, but the overall fight, I just think Daniel Zellhuber is better, and he's going to overwhelm him. So I got Zellhuber for money line. Fight 10, we have veteran Dan Ige versus former Bellator champion Patricio Pitbull. This fight is exciting as well. You have two very well-rounded. You have we have two very well-rounded guys going against each other. One is more grappling based in Pitbull, and one is more striking based in Ige. And it's it's not that I don't like Patricio. He's a great fighter. I've been watching him fight a long time, but I just think coming to the UFC, it's just a step up in competition. He fought against Yair in his debut and he lost to him. And Yair is a great fighter as well. But Dan Ige, he's in that same class and category. I think Ige is gonna force the boxing exchanges. He's strong, he's powerful, he puts people away. His name is 50K Ige because he gets performance of the nights all the time. Um, I just like this fight for Ige. I think it's more in his favor. They're around the same size. I like Ige for this one. Uh, I don't necessarily see a knockout. I can see this going decision, but Ige should have this if he just keeps it clean. Our next fight, we have Kevin Holland going against Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland is coming into this fight as a minus 600. It's for good reason. He's better all around than D-Rock. D-Rock can strike, though. Let me not take that away from him. He's very crisp. He knows how to draw you into a brawl. But Kevin Holland can strike as well. He can grapple. He knows how to wrestle. He can sub you. He just beat Vincente Luque, who's a black belt, and he subbed him with a Darce choke. I was actually at that fight. And I just wouldn't be shocked to see Kevin Holland knock him out if it was to come down to it. The best and easiest path to victory for him is to wrestle him. If you wrestle him, get him down, he should win that fairly easy. But Kevin Holland does have a tendency of trying to keep the fight a stand-up fight, especially if he knows the guy wants to stand with him. But he's the better fighter. He gets him down, he wins this fight easily. Minus 600 for good reason. Going into the co-main event, we have Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. And Paulo Costa, he's riding a losing streak. He hasn't won a fight in the UFC since 2022. And that was against Luke Rockhold, who retired after that fight. Like he hasn't been in the ring much and he hasn't really been competitive. He's another fighter who's showing regression, but at the same time, I do understand he's super powerful. When he was making his run, he was knocking everybody out. He was hitting them hard. He was in great fights. Maybe it's a confidence issue, but I don't know. I don't have faith in him in the moment. So I'm gonna lean towards Roman Kopylov. He's coming off a big head kick knockout over Chris Curtis. He's very competitive in every fight. He's good in every fight. He beat Cesar Almeida the fight before that, I believe. It was a split decision, but it really wasn't. He won that fight easily. And yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Roman Kopylov. His striking is good. He knows how to keep distance. He's long. He's tall. I like Kopylov for that fight. Now going into the main event of the night, we got Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the third time. And this isn't a typical rematch because they first fought at featherweight in 2012. Then they fought again at lightweight in 2019. However, that was Max Holloway was debuting at lightweight at that time. He wasn't filled in, he was younger, he wasn't ready to be a lightweight. And Max has yet to beat him. I think that may change today. I think it changes because Max, he filled in weight, his striking has gotten better, he can grapple, and Dustin Poirier is coming off of a couple of tough fights, a lot of tough fights. He's fought Dan Hooker, he's fought Justin Gaethje, he's fought Conor McGregor. Every fight he's in is a tough fight. So I think he has a little more wear and tear than Max. Also, although Max did get knocked out by Ilya, but Ilya is one of the best on the planet right now. And I don't know anybody besides Islam who can even compete with him. So I believe Max is still a great fighter. He's still a top tier fighter. And I think he pulls this one off. I think he gets the win. I'm not sure if it's a knockout. I don't believe so, but I'm definitely leaning towards Max for this fight. Uh, I think it'll be an exciting fight. I'm looking forward to this card. I think it's gonna be super exciting. I can't wait to see that last fight. I heard Lil Wayne is walking out Dustin Poirier, but I'm just excited. I got Max for that final win. And this is me giving my UFC breakdown. Peace.